Morning rituals that change everything. Imagine waking up every morning with a clear purpose, a calm mind, and a body ready to take on anything the day might bring. For most people, mornings are chaotic, a blur of alarms, rushed showers, scattered thoughts, and missed breakfasts. But what if I told you that the way you begin your day can quite literally change your life? Morning rituals are not just a trend. They are the foundation of transformation, the invisible architecture of a powerful life. Every high achiever, every fulfilled person, every productive and centered individual shares one secret: they master their mornings. And this mastery doesn't begin with a complicated system or hours of commitment. It starts with intention. In this part 1 of our deep dive, we'll explore why morning rituals matter, the psychology behind how they influence our entire day, and practical foundations for designing one that fits you. We begin where it all starts, with your mind and how it greets the day.
Chapter 1: The Psychology of Mornings. Mornings are more than a period of time. They are a psychological foundation. The first moments after waking determine not just our mental state, but our emotional resilience, physical vitality, and behavioral patterns throughout the day. Research in cognitive neuroscience shows that the brain is most impressionable within the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking. This period is referred to as the alpha state, where the brain transitions from sleep to wakefulness, creating a fertile ground for intentional programming. When we wake and immediately reach for our phone, bombarded with emails, notifications, and news, we launch our nervous system into reactive mode. Cortisol, our stress hormone, is already peaking around 6 to 8 a.m., and layering digital chaos on top of it triggers anxiety, comparison, and decision fatigue before we've even had breakfast. Contrast this with a proactive start, one where you rise with intention. You greet the morning not with urgency but with clarity. This isn't laziness, it's leadership of your own state, your thoughts, and your day. Tony Robbins often reminds us, either you run the day or the day runs you. What you do in the morning isn't just about productivity, it's about identity. It's about declaring who you are before the world tells you otherwise. Your rituals are your daily reaffirmation of your values, your goals, and your growth. They build confidence through consistency. Neurologically, every repeated behavior reinforces a neural pathway. When you habitually begin your day with grounding practices, hydration, gratitude, focus, movement, you build resilient brain circuits that anchor emotional stability and mental clarity. Over time, this translates to better decisions, healthier relationships, and greater achievement.
Chapter 2: Elements of the Golden Hour. The golden hour is your first hour after waking. If you win this hour, you win your day. It's the sacred space where intention, energy, and clarity collide to shape your mental and physical readiness. Let's explore the 5 key pillars that form a powerful morning ritual. Hydrate and activate. You lose significant hydration overnight. Drinking 300 to 500 ml of water upon waking reboots your metabolism, flushes out toxins, and hydrates the brain. Combine this with 5 minutes of light movement, stretching, joint rotations, or a short yoga flow. Stillness and presence, meditation, breathwork, or silent reflection helps quiet mental noise. Even 2 minutes of box breathing or mindful silence enhances focus and reduces reactivity. Neuroscience shows that meditation increases gray matter and reduces amygdala activation, your brain's fear center. Gratitude and visualization. Journaling 3 things you're grateful for and visualizing your ideal day primes your subconscious mind. Gratitude shifts you from lack to abundance. Visualization boosts confidence and goal clarity, as confirmed by studies in sports psychology. Learning and expansion. Read a few pages of a book. Listen to a podcast. Watch an educational video. Feeding your brain first thing in the morning improves neural plasticity and sets a tone of curiosity and growth. Movement and energy. A short workout, walk, or mobility session increases blood flow, dopamine, and energy levels. You don't need a full gym routine. 15 minutes of bodyweight exercises or a dance session in your room can activate the body and uplift the mind. This sequence, hydrate, be still, express gratitude, learn and move, creates a cascading effect that enhances every area of your life. It's simple, it's scalable, and it's transformative.
Chapter 3: Morning Rituals of the Masters. Let's peek into the morning routines of world-class performers. Patterns emerge, not in exact habits, but in the principles beneath them. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, wakes up at 3:45 a.m. He begins his day with emails, followed by a gym session. His early rise is about quiet focus and mental clarity before the world demands his attention. Oprah Winfrey practices 20 minutes, Chapter 2. Elements of the Golden Hour. The golden hour is your first hour after waking. If you win this hour, you win your day. It's the sacred space where intention, energy, and clarity collide to shape your mental and physical readiness. Let's explore the 5 key pillars that form a powerful morning ritual. Hydrate and activate. You lose significant hydration overnight. Drinking 300-500 ml of water upon waking reboots your metabolism, flushes out toxins, and hydrates the brain. Combine this with 5 minutes of light movement, stretching, joint rotations, or a short yoga flow. Stillness and presence. Meditation, breathwork, or silent reflection helps quiet mental noise. Even 2 minutes of box breathing or mindful silence enhances focus and reduces reactivity. Neuroscience shows that meditation increases gray matter and reduces amygdala activation, your brain's fear center. Gratitude and visualization. Journaling. 3 things you're grateful for, and visualizing your ideal day primes your subconscious mind. Gratitude shifts you from lack to abundance. Visualization boosts confidence and goal clarity, as confirmed by studies in sports psychology. Learning and expansion. Read a few pages of a book. Listen to a podcast. Watch an educational video. Feeding your brain first thing in the morning improves neural plasticity and sets a tone of curiosity and growth. Movement and energy. A short workout, walk, or mobility session increases blood flow, dopamine, and energy levels.
You don't need a full gym routine. 15 minutes of bodyweight exercises or a dance session in your room can activate the body and uplift the mind. This sequence, hydrate, be still, express gratitude, learn, and move, creates a cascading effect that enhances every area of your life. It's simple, it's scalable, and it's transformative. Of meditation, followed by exercise, spiritual reading, and journaling. She emphasizes aligning with her intentions and inner peace before engaging the outer world. Jocko Willink, ex-Navy SEAL, posts a photo of his watch at 4:30 a.m. daily. His discipline inspires millions. He works out intensely in the early morning, using the physical struggle to sharpen mental resilience. Maya Angelou rented a hotel room where she wrote from 6:30 a.m. to noon. She honored the morning as her sacred creative space, free from distractions. What do these routines teach us? It's not about mimicking, but modeling. The most successful individuals don't leave their mornings to chance. They design them with intention and protect them with discipline. You don't need to wake at 4 a.m., but you do need a practice, a ritual that's non-negotiable, a space where you decide who you are becoming. Designing your personalized morning ritual. It's one thing to hear about the rituals of the greats, but the real magic begins when you bring them into your own life. The most powerful ritual is not copied, it's crafted. Crafted to fit your rhythm, your energy, your goals, and your season of life. It becomes a ritual that doesn't feel like a task, but more like a gift you give to your future self. So let's start with a question. What do you need more of in your life right now? Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's energy, maybe it's clarity or motivation or simply more time to think. These aren't just surface-level thoughts. These are your compass. When you know what your soul truly craves, your ritual becomes obvious. You begin building a morning that nourishes that part of you. If you want more calm, begin with breath. If you want energy, start with movement. If you crave connection, carve out a space for silence or prayer. If clarity is what you need, try journaling. even just one sentence. And if it's focus, choose to review your top priorities for the day before anyone else's needs come crashing in. The most beautiful rituals are born from self-awareness, and the easiest rituals are the ones that grow from what you already do. That's why habit stacking is so effective. You take a behavior that's already automatic, like brushing your teeth, and pair it with a tiny upgrade. You finish brushing, and you drink a glass of water. You make your bed, and then sit on it for 60 seconds with your eyes closed and breathe. You brew your morning coffee, and as it drips, you write down 3 things you're grateful for. These rituals don't have to be long. They don't need to be perfect. They need to be yours. And they need to be consistent. Because what you do repeatedly is what shapes your identity. Design a space that supports you. Not a fancy studio or a perfect setup, just a corner, a cushion, a book beside your bed, a quote on your wall, a mat rolled out the night before. Your environment whispers back to you, this is who you are becoming. When you create space, when you prepare your surroundings, you make it easier to show up. That's the difference between effort and flow. Rituals don't rely on willpower. They thrive on readiness. When your space says yes, your body will follow. And what about time? People always ask, how long should my ritual be? And my answer is always this: as long as it takes to change your state. For some, it's 5 minutes of stillness. For others, it's 40 minutes of journaling, breathwork, reading, and movement. There is no perfect duration. The perfect ritual is the one you do. You don't need a coach. You don't need a checklist. You don't need a sunrise over a mountain. You just need a moment to be with yourself before you meet the world. And yes, there will be resistance. There will be days you wake up late, days you feel off, days when the last thing you want is to breathe deeply or stretch your spine. Do it anyway. Or better yet, do something tiny. 1 deep breath, 1 line in your journal, 1 stretch, 1 glass of water. Because showing up matters more than showing off. This isn't performance, it's devotion. Devotion to becoming the kind of person who honors the beginning of their day, who treats the morning like sacred ground, who steps into life with clarity, calm, and courage. And when you mess up, when you miss a day or 10, you begin again. That's the rule. You begin again, because rituals aren't about being perfect. They're about practicing who you want to be. So here's your invitation. Craft a morning that feels like you. Whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, whether it's quiet or dynamic, whether it's structured or intuitive, let it evolve. Let it reflect you. And above all, let it remind you that you are in charge of how your day begins. When you own your morning, you don't just change your day, you change your story, and eventually you change your life. So you've crafted your morning ritual. You've started small. You've felt the shift. And now comes the most important part, keeping the momentum alive. Because let's be honest, starting is exciting, but sustaining, that's where true transformation happens. This part isn't just about doing your ritual every day. It's about deepening it, living it, letting it evolve with you. Morning momentum isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about building a rhythm that carries you even on the tough days, especially on the tough days. Let's begin with your reason. The strongest morning rituals are rooted in emotion, not logic. You don't stick with a habit just because it's good for you. You stick with it because it makes you feel something. Maybe it gives you peace in a chaotic world. Maybe it reminds you that you're in control. Maybe it makes you feel alive, confident, grounded, clear. So reconnect with your reason every day. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Remind yourself, I do this because I value myself. I do this because I choose alignment over autopilot. I do this because I'm building a life on purpose. Now let's talk about anchoring your ritual into your identity. It's not about checking off tasks. It's about becoming someone new. Every morning, you're casting a vote for the person you want to be. Each breath, each journal entry, each movement is a signal. This is who I am, not who I should be, who I am. The trick is to fall in love with the ritual itself, not just the results. Yes, you'll feel more focused. Yes, your productivity will rise, but that's not the point. The point is presence. It's falling in love with the way silence feels before sunrise, with the warmth of a morning stretch, with the click of a pen on paper, with the rhythm of your breath, with your own company. People drop rituals when they chase results instead of reverence. But if you love the process, the results chase you. Let your ritual grow with you. There will be seasons where you crave stillness and seasons where you crave action. Some weeks you'll need more sleep. Other weeks you'll rise with the sun. Trust that. Don't cling to a fixed formula. Instead, commit to the essence, starting your day with intention. And here's a big secret. Your ritual doesn't have to look the same every day. In fact, variation keeps it alive. Have a minimum viable ritual for your busiest days. Maybe that's just water, a deep breath, and one intention spoken out loud. Have a luxury ritual for weekends or quiet mornings. Maybe that's stretching, journaling, reading, a full workout, but always do something small, something sacred. Make it visible. Track it if it helps. Use a calendar, an app, or a simple notebook. But don't track for perfection. Track for awareness. Notice how you feel. Write down the difference. Make your growth real. Now let's talk community. Everything changes when you bring others into your practice. Share your ritual with a friend. Text them when you finish. Start a group. Post your ritual wins. Not for praise, but for accountability and energy. Human beings are wired for connection. Your ritual doesn't have to be lonely. And when the motivation fades, fall back on your system. Fall back on the cues you've planted, the journal beside your bed, the water bottle waiting, the book bookmarked. Fall back on your why and fall back on grace, because you will falter, you will snooze, you will skip, but that doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human. The only rule is begin again. Morning momentum isn't about never falling. It's about rising again every single time with a little more strength, a little more clarity, a little more love for the person you're becoming. So keep going, keep showing up, keep making those small sacred choices. Because this is how you build a life worth waking up for, one ritual at a time. From ritual to identity, transforming your life from the inside out. This is where everything comes together. This is where your morning ritual becomes more than a habit. It becomes a mirror of your deepest values, your vision, your mission. By now, you've learned that morning rituals are not about perfection. They are about presence. They're not about waking up at 5 a.m. for the sake of it. They're about waking up for you, showing up for you, choosing alignment before the world pulls you in every direction. But what happens when these rituals compound over weeks, months, years? Transformation. Your nervous system rewires, your confidence rebuilds, your identity reshapes. You begin to recognize the you that was always there, buried beneath obligations and expectations. You begin to show up differently. You walk into rooms with more purpose. You lead with clarity. You make decisions faster. You say no with ease and yes with conviction. Why? Because you've already met yourself each morning. You've already practiced intention before the world has a chance to distract you from it. And it's not just mental or emotional. This daily devotion spills over into your finances, your health, your career. You start eating better, not from guilt, but from respect. You start investing because you've become someone who plans. You start speaking with more calm because you've already listened to your own thoughts first. This is holistic transformation. It begins at sunrise, and it touches every corner of your life. This is where health, wealth, and wisdom align. This is the heartbeat of the HealthWealthInvestor community, because we believe that the way you start your day is the way you build your legacy. Now, if this resonated with you, if any part of you felt awakened, felt seen, felt ready, I invite you to take one small step. Click that like button. It tells us that this message matters to you. Drop a comment. Share your favorite morning ritual or one you want to try. We read everyone, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, Health Wealth Investor, where every video is designed to help you optimize your energy, elevate your mindset, and build the life you truly deserve. Remember, transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens by ritual. Quote to leave you with: "The future is built in the morning. Invest in your energy like you invest in your wealth, because they grow the same way, daily, intentionally, and with discipline." Thank you for spending this time with me. Now go create a morning worth waking up for.